Hello and welcome back. So we are going to be working on a simple project of creating a login using email and password, and we're going to base our database on Firebase. So we're going to create an empty activity. So you'll say empty activity, then you click next, then the name of the application. For the name of the application, you can just give the name of the application to be, so you can give the name of the application. You can just say Firebase login. So you have the name of the application as Firebase login. Then you can now click finish and wait for your app to build and load. So we'll wait for that to happen, then we can proceed. Well built, we have our main activity and we have our XML. So this is the first activity that we'll launch. So we'll want, if a user is not signed in, so to log in you have to be signed in. If you're not logged in, then you will, if you're not a user, then you'll have to sign up. If you're a user, you'll just log in. So for our first page, we're going to create the login form, and then if you're not logged in, we're going to create an sign up activity for you, or a register activity for you, where you can now easily come and register yourself and get to be able to sign in with your username, user email and password. So we'll simply just come to our main activity and do some simple XML files. So for our layout, we can just work with the linear layout, which will be quite easy for us. So you'll just say linear layout. Then for our text view, for the first one, you can just say this one will hold for us the hello world. So for the text view, so ensure that the closing tag is also a linear layout. So you ensure that that's also a linear layout. Then for the text view, we'll just have to remove the constraints, and yeah, we have that. So for the text, we can just say login here. So we can say login here. Then we can just come and do some alignment. So we can decide to start with the text size. We can say maybe 18. We can give maybe a 20. Let's do a 22 SP. And then we give a text style. We have a bold, and then we do a text color. We can just use the primary dark. Then we ensure that it's aligned to the center. So we just come and say gravity. So just come and say gravity. Gravity, then we say center. So when we look at our code now, we have that placed there. So for our linear layout, let the layout width be match parent and the layout height be match parent. But let's ensure that our orientation is vertical. So we have our orientation as, so we just go back and check image. Our login is there. So we have our login just right here. The layout width, let's just ensure that it's match parent so that it occupies the space. Then lastly, we can give a text alignment. So you can just say text alignment, then we say center. So we have that there. That's our login. Then now we can now place some values here, where we place the login username and then the password, and then we place a login button. So we can simply come and call a layout. So we can bring in a linear layout. Let's place linear layout vertical. So linear layout vertical just right there. Then we come to our text and we give the first one, which will hold for us the email. So we come in and say email. So we'll place the email there. You drag and drop edit text for email, and then the next one will drop for password. So we'll say password, So our email, then we have our password. Then after the password, so we are going to edit them in our code the other side. We're just going to put a simple button. So you'll just say have your button there, which is going to be the login button. So for this linear layout, let the layout have the content. So we have a linear layout there, and our height, let it just be there to wrap the content. So we can now come to this side of the code, and we can now give them some nice values. So for our linear layout, we can give it a margin. So we just give it a layout margin. We can say 10 dp, linear layout margin 10 dp. Then for the email address, the ID, so we can say the ID will be et, then we call email. So that's going to pick for us an email. And then this one will be for the password, so we'll say et, then we call password. Then we can also now just check on them and see how they are. So we can proceed. Our edit text, you can give it a hint. So you can say hint, you can say enter your email, so you can give it a hint, enter your email. And then also for our password, we can just also give it a hint. Then we'll say enter a password. So we have that. The hint is placed, so you can check how it looks like. If it's coming through how we may want it, then we are good to go. So we can also give them we can give them some layout margin or some padding, so we can see what the padding will do. So you'll say 100 padding, then you can just say 10 dp for that. Then we can do padding, then you just say 10 dp. So it will be for all the sides. So you have the padding for that. Then once we put the padding, let's also remember to say the margin. So we can say margin, we can just say also 10 dp. So we just come in and check the margin, that would be good. And then lastly, also this one we give it a margin, so we'll say margin, then we also say 10 dp. So it will hold for us that. So you can see now we have our values, they are placed nicely. Then now we come to our button. So our button is now going to be the login button. So for the login button, we'll just simply come and say, just say the text there will be login, our ID will be btn login, and then we can also give it a margin, say 10 dp, and also we can give it a padding of the same 10 dp. Then we can come and now check and see that now our button is right there and it's placed nicely. You can decide to give your button colors and all that you can just do it depending on what you want. So the most important thing is to have our email and our password placed nicely. Then lastly, we're just going to place a simple text view. So we'll just place a text view just right at the bottom. So we'll just come and place a text view here. So you can just come and place a text view there, and this text view will now allow us to say move back to the login page. So for example, if you have an issue with your login, then you can, or rather when you want to sign up, you can just click this text and it moves you to the sign up. So that's what you're going to work on. So we'll just move to the code. So we come in here, so you can say no account, so you can just say no account. then you can say sign up here. Then now we can just give this maybe a text alignment center, then give the gravity center, then we give the text size to be at least we can say 18 sp, and you can just give the margin, so you say layout margin, then we can say maybe 15 dp, then we can just check it out and see how it looks like. So you have it there. So it says if you don't know account, you're going to click on the sign up here, so that is where it's going to be. So now you have your form ready there to log in, so everything is ready for the front end of this. So now we are going to do the sign up part. So for the sign up, we're just going to create another activity. So we'll come in and say right click the activity, say new, then we'll say activity, so new activity, then we come and create a empty activity. Then once we are ready, we can just call this sign up activity, then we click on finish. So it will create that activity for us. So we'll wait for it to sync properly. Everything is ready, we just come up to our sign up activity, and we can simply use some of these that are here, although we'll just ensure that they are a bit different. So we just ensure that you have your email, your password, and then you can have your name, and then you will click the sign up button. So we can decide to just pick some of these here, but first of all we can come here, change our layout to linear layout. So we'll just change that to linear layout, then we ensure that our orientation is vertical. Then we can pick some of these, so we just come here, come to the code, and we can pick some of these which we can easily use without having to place everything. So we can just pick that. We can pick the code here, that is the items that are in here, then we can just reuse them here to make our work easier. So we'll just come in and place them here. So for example, for our text view, now it will be sign. So we'll just say sign up here. So we have sign up here. The other colors can remain the same and the text size. Then we can have our linear layout there. Then we can begin with this. So we are going to edit our ID, so we can say edit text, then we can just add SP email in uppercase just to stand for sign up. So we can say edit text, so you can just or rather we can just say ET email. So I'll just give that a lowercase, just to ET email. Then you will say enter your email. Then we can add an edit text for a name, so we can just come here, we'll edit out the password, so you can say ET, then just add SP password, then that is okay. Then we can have the sign up button, so our button will be sign up. So we'll just say sign up. Then we can have the ID for the button. So the ID for the button, we'll call it BTN. Then we'll say sign up. So we have BTN sign up. And then lastly, have an account here. So for the text view, it will just simply be have an account. Have an account. Then you can say login here. So if you have an account, you'll just move back to the login page. So you'll just say login here. Then now we'll just add one for the name. So you'll just pick the edit text here. So we'll pick the edit text, this one, and then we place it there. Then you can say ETSP, we call it name, and then the input type will be just text. Then we are ready to go. So we can just check out and see that it will have easily created for us what we want. So sign up here, we'll have you enter your name. So for this, we'll just, in our hint, let's say enter your name. So you'll have enter your name, enter your email, enter your password, and then we'll click sign up. And if you have an account, you'll just click there, then it will move you back to your login screen. So you have the login. So if you have the login, you'll click here, then it should move you back to the login page, which is just when we look, which is here. If you have an account, if you don't have an account, then you'll click sign up here. So that's it. So we are just going to create the we are going to go to the third part. So when you log in, the next thing you need to do, or the next thing you have to have, is the account, the place where you land when you log in, or rather where the home page is. So when you log in, you need to go to a new page. So that's the next activity we are going to create, the home activity. So when you click login, you need to move to a home activity. So we'll just click there, then we'll say right click, then say new, and we'll create activity. Then we say empty activity. So we can call this activity home activity. So once you log in, you can go to this activity. So we'll generate that activity, ensure it's finished, and ensure everything is synced. You're going to come to your XML, and so this is just the landing page. So what we can simply do in our landing page, we can just say place a simple button, a text view to say welcome, this is the home page, and then we'll put a sign out button just at the bottom where you can click and sign out. So we'll just start with a simple text view, so you can place the text view. Then we will ensure that it's constrained. So you can constrain it on all the directions. So you constrain it. So you ensure it's well constrained. Then you can just decide to move it and just in the text. So you can just come here in the text. So you can just say txt message. Then we can just say welcome. You have logged in. So that's the message that you will get there. Welcome, you have logged in. So when we go to this other side, so just give the ID txt message. then you can say welcome, you have logged in. Then we have that, and you ensure that our width, you can make it at match parent. Then we can remember to do a text size just to lift it up. Then you can say maybe 18 SP. So that's the text view that is going to appear there. Let's also ensure that the gravity is at the center. So ensure the gravity is at the center so that our text comes to the center. Then we just place a simple button here that when you log in, you can easily come and click it, and it will enable you to log out. So you can choose to place it hapo kwa menu yako, in your menu bar, but for now it's just quite simple. You just place a button. So you can just place your button there. So we have our button. Then we constrain that button to all sides. So we can constrain that. So you ensure that it's well constrained on the sides. So we can come to our button. We can go to the code for the button. So you can just call the button btn. Then we can say sign out. Then the button will just be a sign out button. So it will be just quite a simple sign out button that we have it. So so now everything is set. So you can just move this to a place that you think is okay. So you have your button there, you have your sign out button, so you have the sign out button there. Then everything is now set. So button set, home page. So this is how the now app should work before now we go to the Kotlin part. So when you log in, if you have an account, you'll just enter your email and password, click login, then it should move you to your home activity, which is activity home here. So if you don't have an account, you can easily come and click sign up. It should move you to this activity, sign up activity, and that's how the sign up activity looks like, where you just enter your name, your email, and your password. Then you click sign up, and you'll be set to go. So once you sign up, you can simply move back to the login, and it will move you to the home activity. So that's the front end of our application. So in our next video, we'll now come and work on our back end, that is our sign up activity, main activity, and our home activity, to ensure that now the logins are working properly. So I'll see you in the next video.